Hi students, it's Ms.Boley here. I just wanted to do a quick video. I have a longer video that goes into pretty much what I'm going to talk about in a lot more depth. But I just wanted to do a quick version of it to give you some tips for if you're deciding to draw your war monument. So you have a few options, but the drawing option, I wanted to give you a couple tips. So the first tip that I wanted to talk about is, so you're going to be drawing a three-dimensional thing, a three-dimensional monument on a two-dimensional sheet of paper. So we want to give the illusion of 3 dimensions, but just on a 2-dimensional sheet of paper. So some tips for how to do that are that we can overlap different forms and shapes. So one thing we can do, so I'm going to show you an example of overlapping. So I'm going to draw a building here. I'm using 2-point perspective when I'm drawing. So that's what the longer video I was just talking about is about. So what that means is basically I'm drawing the corner of things. I'm drawing the building from looking at the corner right here. So this would be my corner of my building. I'm drawing buildings because I'm guessing that a lot of your monuments are going to be building type things, right? Okay, so here is tall building. This is the roof. This is the corner. This is the one side. This is the other side. Okay. If I want to make it look like there's something in front of this, I'm going to overlap. All right, so here is another building that I'm going to draw in front of this guy. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that right in front. Okay, and now it's really confusing for my eyes, but if I get an eraser, and I erase the background, or the building in the background, it's clear that the one I just drew is in front because it overlaps. Okay, so that is one way to create the illusion of depth. Right, so now it's pretty clear. I've got this building in the front, this building is farther behind. Okay, what if I wanted to draw another building far, far away in the back here? So I would have these other 2 buildings overlapping that building. So here, let's try that. There. Okay, so now there's just this little building peeking out back there, right? So I know we're not drawing buildings in our war monuments, but we are drawing sort of architectural structures. And the main point that I'm trying to make here by doing this little demo is that overlapping gives us the illusion of 3 dimensions, right? The illusion of depth. Okay, so overlapping is one way we can create depth. Another way that we can create depth is by making things that are farther away from us get smaller. Okay, so a smaller object would mean that it's farther away, and a larger object will mean that it's closer up to us. I bet you already knew that, but you probably didn't really think about it much. So I have my horizon line, which is basically just the line where the sky meets the ground. And then I'm gonna have a point where all of the things are going to meet, like all of my lines would meet. So people often will draw roads vanishing like this. So the road is getting smaller as it gets farther away from us. And then with our lines in the road, those get smaller as they move away from us as well. And then if we drew our tree, or a tree that is closer to us is going to be larger than a tree that is farther away from us. So there is a small tree farther away from us. It's not actually smaller, it's just because it's farther away. Size helps our brains to make sense of perspective. So large items mean that they're closer, and small mean that they're farther. All right, so in the remainder of this video, I'm just gonna go through and I'm gonna do a little bit of a time lapse of me drawing some different ideas, I guess, for a possible war monument. And I'm gonna have my reference images, or what I was sort of imagining in my head, as I draw them out. In both of these examples, I am using a 2-point perspective technique. But if you want to know more about that, I do have another video. It is linked to this assignment. It's optional for you to watch it, but you can if you like. So this example is based off of the Memorial Drive letters that are in Calgary, just on Memorial Drive. And what I'm trying to draw here is sort of like a thin wall, or maybe like a concrete wall with some letters either painted on it, or maybe they're actually like cut out of it or carved out of it. So that is kind of what is in my mind as I'm drawing. All right, so from here, I'm just going to continue mapping out my letters, and then I would end up making them into, I guess, block letters. And then once I'm done the drawing portion, then I can go and add some color and some detail as well. And I'm not going to go through the adding color and the detail part. I just wanted to help out with a bit of the basics of the drawing. All right, so for this example, I thought that some students might kind of want to build, or might want to draw, a tall, skinny, pointy monument. So that is what I'm going to do here. And here is an image of what I had in mind. All right, so now I'm just kind of making it look like that tall pointy part is coming out of that base that I drew. And then from there I would add color and I would add detail. This helped give you some brief techniques for how to draw your monuments. Thanks for watching.